What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49, live and exclusively, always right here on this great network of NSPN, Tampa Bay TV. I'm your host, Blake Anthony. This is Sports Talk 49. Now, with all that being said, just recently reports just came out about Rob Gronkowski, talking about staying retired, worried about, his future going on now beyond football, playing football for 30 years. Um, it's 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 such a double-edged sword on that. It's like you really enjoy a guy playing, for one of your favorite teams and playing football. You're just so used to seeing him for years. But you have to understand that these guys have been playing this game for so long since their youth and going on to college and then playoff games, et cetera, et cetera. But let's hear from Rob Gronkowski and then we'll speak on it. Check this clip out.
Life. I mean, I've been playing for 30 years. I mean, that's all I really know. And just to have that transition, to be able to just jump right into the business ventures is awesome. I mean, it gives me a jump start on what, defining my foot, what I want to do next, where I want to be, like what place I have in this world. So my dad gave me an opportunity with Rock Fitness and Ice Shaker, and I can just find a way, find my roots of where I need to be and what I can do to help improve the products and get it out there.
You have so many fans out there from
Yes.
football that are probably curious.
Yes.
Like, would Rob come back, right? This season? What would be your answer to them?
Wow. Well, I already told everyone, but I'm
back to tailgate.
Yes, come back to tailgate. There we go. But I'm done with football. Love the game. Love the game, and definitely blessed with all the opportunities the game of football has given me, and the relationships I've met. Obviously here in New England for 9 seasons and down in Tampa for 2. But no, done with football and stepping my feet into the business world, the business ventures, and just seeing what's out there and where I can find my place.
And one follow-up on that, Drew Rosenhaus mentioned if Tom called you,
Yes.
it might be tough to say no. What would be your response if that happens?
Drew is #1 football agent out there. He loves anything that has to do with the NFL and loves to see his players always be playing. But no, I would answer, obviously. I would obviously answer the greatest quarterback of all times and ask him how he's doing and tell him I'm doing good. But I wouldn't go back to football now.
As you heard, he said he wouldn't go back to football. Now, that's subject to change some weeks down the line, but this is the part where veterans in the league, since you play in these leagues for so long, they don't want to do this part. When you're at this age, 30 years old plus, etc., they don't want to do these two-a-days. They don't want to do all of this stuff over again that they did since the rookie season. And the drive of the game might be gone for Rob. He likes playing and having fun, but it's more to this game than just coming out there playing Sunday. There's mental preparation to fully contribute to your team and contribute to winning. You have to be all into your football team. That's why winning teams stay winning. That's why the cultures that everybody say about Tampa Bay TV and Tom Brady coming to this team happens because you have to get your players to be all in. You have to have these guys look at you when you're in a huddle or when you're coaching them and trying to tell them game schemes and things that will help them win the game, and they have to believe you. And Rob said when you're playing for 30 plus years, that's youth on, the fire might be a little gone. And I kind of understand where Rob's coming from. All you know him for is being a party guy, scoring touchdowns, and the Gronk slam when he scores a touchdown. That is all you know about Rob Gronkowski, and that has been his image. Maybe he's actually reflecting back on his life. Maybe he's reflecting back that maybe I got more to offer than just this. Maybe there's more to my life after this game, or why I still got youth left in me and things like that. And as you mentioned, he has the family's business. He can just walk in. He's starting to try wrestling out. Rob is really trying to clearly find his way because he just doesn't want to be known as Rob Gronkowski, New England Patriot, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl winning tight end. And that's what I get from that. I just think he wants to have another image other than what he's had his entire career coming from out of Arizona State. And that's just a party guy and a guy who scores touchdown and catches passes. I think he's really trying to find that. I mean, Rob is not a guy that I've known from interviews that, is really long-winded and good with words and wordplay and throwing things out. He kind of just says how he feels and, giggles and all stuff like that. Just a goofy guy. And I think he's really taken his life after football serious. He seems to have all his wits still with him. I don't know if CTE is affecting him at all in his long-term career. I know he's had a lot of injuries over his course of his career. His knee and his elbow was never healthy. Broke a couple of ribs or fractured a couple of ribs last year against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then going through that whole process of re-healing, then coming right back out and trying to play again and compete at 100%, playing hurt, risking your body again, you start to ask, do I still want to do this? Do I still want to fight and play hurt in these things at my age for dollars? Money is only good if you have a quality life to spend it. Losing your mind, not remembering things, being able to walk and things like that. Like Andrew Luck's, I just remember Andrew Luck's exit speech, and that was kind of brought a tear to my eyes, where he thought about being able to play with his kids, bleeding internally, taking beating after beating. And I've never really said things like this on air, and then Irsay just the comments he made for him leaving, calling him pretty much a baby for all of that. I mean, you don't know what these guys endure in their life. All we know is what goes on in that football field. I know people try to get involved in their life. That's why it's important to me to get into these guys as charities and things that they do off the field, as well as talk about what they do on the field. Because first and foremost, as fans, reporters, good people that talk about sports and these players, I think a lot of us forget that they are human first. I think a lot of us forget that. And Rob Gronkowski, I think he's at a point in his life that he wants to have another identity besides that guy that you've known for years. And it's fun while it lasted, but I think he's actually trying to grow up and move on. Do I think he might come back if there's a possibility? Absolutely. I don't think that door is ever closed. I don't think he really wants to do off-season workouts. It's been clear since the COVID years where he had to show T-shirts of them work, where Rob openly admitted that he changed T-shirts on the same video to make it seem like he was working out. Hence why I said that earlier about these guys don't want to do those two-a-day things. Bruce Arians made comments about Rob being in Florida shape because he knew Rob wasn't in shape. He wasn't working out. Rob's trying to enjoy his life while played in the league of football, and I totally understand that. And just as much as it's a business, the guy's got to live his life as well. You're going through things here about people making business decisions in their life. You got Andre Palat wanting to test free agency. It just came out via Bleacher Report and ESPN. A guy that deserves to get paid. Some Tampa Bay fans will be sore that he wants to leave and get paid. Man should get paid for what he's worth. Can't be mad at that. He's got 2 rings out of it. It's just that. But on Rob Gronkowski's sake, as far as retirement, I can totally understand. I have watched people out here in Florida. They're blessed enough to be able to play football all year long here in Florida. So you want to take your kids to, get their bodies taking a beating over and over at that such young age. That's why I think it's important to play flag and non-contact sports and do training and things like that, and let these kids not have to take their bodies taking a beating at such a young age over and over, then in high school, then to college, then the pros, and then like Rob Gronkowski's sake, you going to, what about all the extra playoff games? Don't forget to add in the 4 extra games for playoffs, or 4 or 3 if you get a bye week, what are extra games, and that's every year of his career, as they pretty much made the playoffs every year that he's played if he wasn't out injured. So I try to tell people, you got to let your kids rest. You cannot let them play all year long like that. Their body's taking that kind of pounding at a young age while their minds and their body are growing, because CTE and mental issues are real. Fortunate for me, I didn't have that many crazy injuries. I didn't have to have any knee surgeries or anything. I do have issues with my neck. But fortunate for me and unfortunate for others, they weren't that lucky. They weren't that lucky that they were able to hang up the game before the game hung them up, for lack of a better word. They were lucky. I was lucky to be able to do that. And I'm kind of content with that decision. The way I played, who knows how I would have been ended up. But Rob Gronkowski was a guy that was no stranger to the injury bug. The guy played with reckless his body on the line, played 120% all the time. And I just think at this point in his life, he's really trying to find what the next page is for Rob Gronkowski. But we'll see what the future holds. We'll see what happens during the season. Does Rob come back and try to coach these guys up, these young tight ends coming in here? Who knows? He says he might show up at tailgates. I believe that Rob would do something like that. But I honestly believe Rob Gronkowski is trying to build another image besides the one that everybody knows and loves. He's trying to build a career outside of the NFL and get it going, much like Tom Brady is with sports, coming into sports broadcasting, job waiting there for him, and just moving forward from that. It's not a whole lot to talk about. I just want to talk about as a player's perspective versus that. A lot of people that know me know I have a lot of insight with a lot of these players. And there's a lot of things that I cannot speak on personally because I've been told not to. But when the time is right, I do speak on them. Like there's so much more going on that a lot of people don't know what's going on yet, especially, with behind the scenes with Flores and these Black minority coaches, what happens in interviews and things like that and stuff. There's some stuff on that I could speak on. It's not really a hot topic to talk about, but if anybody ever wants to talk about it, you can message me and I can tell you what I know and what I don't know. I will always tell you what I do know and what I don't know and what I believe is speculation, and that I'm not going to try to veer you in a wrong direction of what I don't know. And there's a lot I know. But Rob Gronkowski moving to the next level in his life. That's all I got. I just wanted to get on here and talk about that a little bit and put some light on of what I thought listening to it and what you guys might have. Like and follow me at Blake Anthony 49 on all social media platforms. Like and follow us at NSPN, Champion Bay TV, all the time, anytime. And we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. And as always, fire those cannons.
You having a huge party?
Nope, just me.
Get delicious cuisine from the country's best chefs delivered right to your door with the click of a button.